What's going on, YouTube? It's Ali Dope, and I'm checking in once again with another dope YouTube video. And today we're going to talk about the books that help me become a better creative entrepreneur. I believe the key to accelerated growth is knowledge, specifically books, because you don't know what you don't know. And life is definitely bigger than Rich Dad, Poor Dad and the 48 Laws of Power. Now for me, I didn't go to film school or a school for business. I actually went to Hampton University and I studied graphic design. So that has nothing to do with actually filmmaking itself or becoming a better creative entrepreneur. Now in school, I really didn't learn how to become a successful creator. I more or less learned how to refine my creative skills. Personally myself, I'm a hands-on type of person, so I learn by doing. But being self-taught, you have to gain the knowledge from somewhere. Now, don't get me wrong, I learned a ton of information from YouTube University. All the major shifts and changes that I had in my business or in my life came after I read like a new book and I started implementing those ideologies into my actual life. For me, audiobooks is my secret sauce because I have ADHD. So me trying to read a book for more than 10 minutes means me having a nice nap.
Wake up.
I usually listen to my audiobooks early in the morning before I even get out of bed. I usually listen to them, write some notes, and then get started with my day. Or sometimes when I'm cleaning or in the shower, I substitute it for music just so I can have a change of pace or change the energy when I'm creating or having a different lapse of mind, so I can let some other type of thoughts seep into my subconscious mind. Now let's get started with my top 7 audiobooks for creators. First book, we gotta start off with the classic, man. How to Win Friends and Influence People in the Digital Age. This is the older version, man. Woo! As you can see, man, it got stains in it. It got notes in it. Now, this book I read in high school, right? It's helped me increase my network tremendously. And I can't say I really necessarily gained a whole bunch of friends, but I've gained a great network of group of people that I know that are successful and we all want to see each other win type of thing. And I also made a lot of greater friends just being able to listen and being understanding and stuff like that with this book, man. And as you can see, I'm a powerful influence. I've been able to use my influence and leverage my influence to be able to get me in different rooms. And this book has also helped me like with client facing overall. Now, this book is by Dale Carnegie, man. He a legend in the game, to be honest. Some of the key takeaways for me were listen more than you speak, because people naturally will tell you their problems. And if you're a great listener, you can be able to be a great problem solver and be able to help people with their solutions. You don't know what they're asking or know what their problems are if you're always talking over them or talking at them. Shut up and listen. Another takeaway is ask more questions, because people don't know what they don't know. You can't assume that they know, or you can't assume what you thinking or make expectations of somebody else. So you just gotta ask right out. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. Ask about the money, ask about the time, and ask about what the expectations are creating. Like, make sure you just ask them mad questions. They should be able to understand. Coming in at number 2 is gonna be the 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing. This book was written by Al Ries and Jack Trout. This book really helped me with my perception of social media, because to be honest, I really don't like social media like that, but it helped turn that gear in my head. I actually have time limits on a lot of my social media apps because I don't like spending a bunch of time on there. But once again, listening to this book has helped me shift my gear to really think of social media as one of the best free marketing tools that's available. And it really shows you about how it doesn't matter how good a product or service you have, if nobody knows about it, then you're never gonna sell anything. So this book has helped me with some of those principles and shifted my mind state and my perspective. But now, before I read this book, I was looking at social media as something that's like optional. I've always been on social media, but I never took it like serious. I always just post my work and use it like as a reference guide or portfolio when people meet me and stuff like that. But I realize now it's really more of a stay in everybody's face, update people, and show them and bring them along on the journey of your business. because it is a goal and a dream and you want to bring them along, just like if you were a rapper or anything like that. The 22 immutable laws of marketing is really going to help you create that lifeline for your business, which is marketing. Now, some of the key takeaways from this book was it's better to be first than to be the best. Now, they said it's better to be first in a prospect's mind when it comes to any item rather than being the best at something, because people usually don't remember the second person or the third person doing anything. They only remember the person who did it first or the business who did it first, i.e. Nike, Duracell, Tide, Colgate. You know what I'm saying? These type of companies that are first to market. I think Kellogg's was the first cereal. So like Kellogg's, like when you think Kellogg's, you think cereal automatically. The second takeaway would be marketing isn't a battle of products. It's actually a battle of perception and how you're perceived in your client or your target audience's mind. They say perception because even if your product is not the greatest product, your community is still going to support the perception of your product, i.e. the Ace family and some other things like that, because of the strong support. Now, even if your product is not the greatest, you know what I'm saying, they're going to still support you just because you're you. Arby's is hammering us with the meats. I have not still yet to ever eat Arby's, but regardless. Number 3 is going to be The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Now, this one really helped simplify my thought process on growth. It taught me a lot of concepts about compounded growth and taking every day at a time and step by step. The major takeaways from this book is going to be to compound those wins. It's better to do something every day than nothing at all. So it's better than read 10 pages of a book than not read a book at all. You can read 1 page a day, but 1 page a day for 365 days is at least 1 book. If you didn't read no book, you're still in the same spot that you was at when you was complaining about whatever situation you had. Another takeaway is garbage in means garbage out. So if all day you intaking a bunch of negative information, negative thoughts, negative advice, negative energy, and it's what you're feeding your body, bad foods, that's what you're gonna spit back out. It's just like inevitable. You water a plant with colored water, the plant is gonna change colors. If you water it with love and guidance, it's gonna be a nice, beautiful plant. You know what I'm saying? You talk negatively to that plant, negatively to that water, your plant gonna be looking all crusted and corrupted. You feel me? Like, you gotta give it love and attention. Even with the music sometimes. Listen to rap, and rap is cool. That's why I said switch it up. Only because listen to rap. Even though we might not be about the life or whatever, we're still ingesting the energies that they're putting on there when they're talking about killings and robbings and stealing and lying and stuff. So all that energy, so you just take it. I love it, but you gotta take it with a grain of salt and moderation. But overall, great book, 10 out of 10, would totally recommend. Now, coming at number 4 is gonna be The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. That is a legend in the game on YouTube. If you haven't heard of this book, I don't know what rock you've been sleeping under, but yeah, it's been a pretty popular book. It's up there with a lot of the entrepreneurial self-help book. This book really helped me with like my creative process and my planning and creating that dream life that I'm actually living in. It's not exactly what I thought it was gonna be, but every day is gonna be a journey to elevate and grow into that dream life. But you need to make sure you're at every step that you need to take in order to reach that next level. Now, the key takeaways from The 4-Hour Workweek would be to think outside of the normal life. It's easy to fall into the rat race of the 9 to 5 and working. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't. Trust me. I'm not saying that you shouldn't lock in your dollars. But make sure you have purpose outside of whatever you're doing as well. Because you have to have self-purpose. That's what's going to feed your happiness. Remember that life is full of options. Just because everybody's doing one way a certain way doesn't mean that you have to do it that way as well. Like, for instance, what they said in the book is like, say imagine you make $150K a year and you live in New York, right? But you have to work 80 hours a week to do whatever you're trying to do. And then the price of living and then the expenses is so high. So technically you're really only walking away with like maybe 50 to 80. All the other things are being expenses. But imagine if you made $50,000 a year, but you only had to work 10 hours a week, and your cost of living was dumb low. Say you lived in like Puerto Rico or Tulum or something like that. Like, what would make you richer? Who do you think is richer? You know what I'm saying? Comment below who you think is richer. The person who's making 150K living in New York? Or do you think the person who's living with 50K in Tulum with 10-hour work weeks is richer? Comment below, let me know what you think. Another key takeaway was to outsource, outsource, outsource. You're not a one-man army, you're not a one-man band. Ask for help, please, help.
Stop it, get some help.
Now, in this book is the first time I ever heard the term VA. I never knew that you could hire a virtual assistant to help you with like menial tasks, like answering emails or doing reach outs or doing minimal tasks to help your business along. The book opened up my mind to the possibilities of by buying back your time, by outsourcing these various tasks to save time. Because if I could pay somebody $15 that's gonna take me 2 hours to do, I'd pay them the 15, that's $7 an hour. Like, I'm not even, you know what I'm saying? Like, my time is worth, remember, time is worth more than that. Them $15, whatever she's working on can get me at $1,500. So yeah, I'm gonna give her that $1,500 to keep doing what she need to do or doing what he need to do. Also, it helps you with outsourcing. You can outsource to designers, outsource to different motion graphics, or outsource to different videographers so you guys can collaborate. So like if you're a designer, collaborate with another VFX artist and you guys get the money together, rise the price, and then split the check. You know what I'm saying? But it's all how you think about it. Outsource, outsource, outsource though. Once again, it's a great book. Definitely would recommend. Coming in at number 5, big 5, The Freelancer's Bible by Sarah Horowitz. Now this book right here, man, I mean, literally is what it is. It's a Bible. It teaches you taxes. It teaches you about business planning. It teaches you about client facing. It tells you how to get clients. It's a great book for anybody who's currently freelancing, who's getting into freelancing, who wants to know some of the ins and outs. And also if you're having some obstacles on your journey, this book is definitely a great help. Like I said, it's not only a good book for just general information about freelancing, but it's a reference guide for like getting clients, keeping clients, getting ideas about how to market, things like that. It also helps you with the finances and the goals that you have as a freelancer. The main takeaways from the Freelancer's Bible for me was to have work-life balance. You know, like we said before in the other video, time is money, so make sure that you're balancing your work with your time, making sure you're having strategic times that you're working on your work, creative work, working on the business of the work. So make sure you're making time for marketing, making sure you're making time to create, making sure you're having time for your family and making time for yourself, most importantly. So work-life balance. The major takeaway for me though was that reputation is gold. Like I said, I made my mark by just being a good person and networking very well with good people. That my reputation is gold. I simply do what I say I'm gonna do. I try to make sure all the things are done on time, by the deadline or earlier. I'm trying to always communicate with the client to make sure we're all on the same page. Your reputation, how people work with you is cool, because I know there's a lot of designers out there, there's a lot of creatives, and this is as a creatives, we do need to stop this. We need to stop this as creatives, because never in my career, but I've heard a lot of horror stories from other people who's worked with me, that from other designers that like people took their money, ran off with the money, gave them like some video done in Canva, or did a graphic done in Canva and charged them $100, or ran off, didn't finish it, or they didn't like it and they weren't willing to work with them. But I don't understand, like, these people are the lifeline to your business, which is your customer, so you got to treat the customer right, and the customer is pretty much always right, but you got to meet the customer where it's at. So you got to have those terms and conditions, make sure you're speaking on that up front, but that'll be for another video. But for most part, just reputation is gold. Whatever people are saying about you is what it is, you feel me? And that is the lifetime to your business, because most of the business, especially in this realm creatively, is going to be word of mouth because of the personal connection you kind of have to have with the opposite person on the camera. You guys kind of have to have some sort of rapport so it comes across on screen, because they have to be comfortable, you have to be comfortable, it has to be a cohesive environment. I do have a few honorable mentions for the books. Some of the honorable mentions for me is going to be, of course, you gotta go, number 1 is going to be The Secret. I definitely got this book, I think it was like 8th grade I got this book, and it really opened up my mind to the law of attraction and manifestation. So definitely check that out. And number 2 is going to be for honorable mentions is How to Read a Film. If you're a content creator or a director or a videographer, man, this will help you a lot. I read this actually in college. I referenced it a lot because I used to study film studies in school. So it helps you just knowing like what a J cut is, what a B cut is, how to keep the suspense, how to keep the attention in video, and things like that. Guys, I hope these books will help you on your creative journey like they've helped mine. Now really try to implement these in your daily routine. Like take like an hour, 30 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Just take some time out, read, gain some knowledge, just make time for knowledge every day if you can. If you try to implement this and you see daily changes, I promise you, you'll see changes in your overall life. Like you'll be like, dang, it seems like everything's just starting to click sometimes. Now, if I helped you in any way, shape, or form, please, please, please hit that subscribe button for the kid. Especially you don't want to miss the next drop. Hit that bell for me as well. Yes, sir. And if you won't, leave a comment if you checked out any of these books already. If you plan on reading any, check them out. Let me know which ones you plan on reading. And also leave a like for the algorithm to let them know this video fire. Yes, sir. Remember, keep creating, keep hustling. Most importantly, keep learning. And until next time, I'll be dope. I'm checking out. Yes, sir.